Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at Camper UK in Lincoln and I'm here to review this. It's the Bürstner Elegance motorhome. It's an A-class or integrated motorhome and it's the flagship motorhome from Bürstner. I'm going to be looking at the two layouts that are available in this model, the 910, which has longitudinal beds, and the 920, an island bed model. Both are 4-berth. I'm going to have a really close look at them, but I don't think I can quite do them justice here at the Camper UK showroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to head off to the Camper UK leisure park, get set up on a pitch and have a really good look at them. So I'll see you on site. And here we are, and this is a much better place to do this review justice. So what do we need to know about the Bürstner Elegance i920G? Well, first of all, this is from the German manufacturer Bürstner, and this is their flagship tag axle model, and it is absolutely stunning. Let's go through a few facts and figures. Now, first of all, price-wise, let's start there. So this motorhome actually starts at £165,000. However, once you've added extras, realistically, you're going to be looking at £185,000 to around £200,000. So it's equal to its competitors, but this one is absolutely beautiful. Now, facts and figures, as I say, let's have a look at size-wise. This is one of the largest tag axle A-class or integrated motorhomes. It's 8.99 metres long, so nearly 9 metres long. It's 2.34 metres wide and it's 3 metres and 5 centimetres high. So it's big. In terms of its weight, it's 5,500 kilos maximum authorised mass, but that is going to give you a payload of a minimum of about 1,000 kilos. Obviously, you've got to be careful of the options you add and always be careful of your axle weight, but you're going to get a lot of payload. You will need C1 on your licence though to drive this motorhome. Let's start at the front. So it's based on the Mercedes. You're getting the 2-litre diesel Mercedes engine and standard 150 brake horsepower. It does have the option of 170 horsepower, and that's an extra £2,000 if you want to go up to that. It comes standard with manual transmission. Automatic is an option, and if you opt for the automatic, you're also going to get an electronic parking brake, a leather steering wheel and a speed regulator. I personally really like the 9-speed automatic gearbox. What we'll do is we'll venture down the offside first of all. So this is an integrated or A-class motorhome. You can see here this is silver. This Bürstner Elegance is in silver. This is actually an extra. It does come standard as white, so if you're not into silver, you can have it in the standard white. The silver would be my choice because I do love it bling. But that's an actual option of £4,200 extra, just so you know. Now, we've got our alloy wheels. These are 17-inch alloys. We've got our A-class wing mirrors. These are heated and electronically operated. As we come down the offside, we see there's no driver's door because it is integrated. You can either access via the habitation or from the passenger side, but we'll look a little bit more closely in there as we go in. Coming down, we find our electric hookup point for the motorhome. We've got a window, and then we've got the extra large door. This is a really wide door opening, and we do have an awning light above and this huge 6-metre long 2-lay wind out canopy that comes as standard. Now, if you don't particularly want to be winding it out, you can actually convert these by placing an electric motor that your dealer can do, and that's an option though that again you may want to consider. We have got the large electric step, and that's operated from inside. Coming further down, we can see we've got Dometic vents here for the tower fridge and freezer. Again, we'll see that inside. We've got TV point and we've got a gas barbecue point. Now there's loads of storage on the Bürstner Elegance, as you'd expect on something so big. And under here we have a storage compartment that opens up and goes all the way underneath to the other side, so you can actually access that both sides. So if you're going skiing or you had some sort of sporting equipment, fishing rods, something like that, they're going to go under there, and that's on hydraulics. I'll just close that down as we continue round. So that's one part of the storage on the Elegance. We've got the decals, and these are a really nice silver colour combined with the red and the word Elegance on there as well. Then we can see these two, obviously, tag axle wheels. Now, air suspension doesn't come as standard on the Elegance. It is, again, another option, but full air suspension is available for £13,000 if you wanted to add that. So remember, at a base point of 165,000, the Elegance is coming in at pretty good value. So once you've added these bits, you're still not in a bad place, really, price-wise. Let's have a look at the garage. Now the garage is absolutely massive. If you wanted to take e-bikes or a moped or something like that, as long as you're not going over your rear axle weight, there's absolutely loads of room, as you can see. And what I like is they're on hydraulics. The entrance doors on both sides have got a really good height. They've got a really good width. In here, we've got a 230 plug socket. We've got some Alco chocks, we've got loads of floor space, we've got room for our winder, and it is just a really good size garage area. Let's close that up again now, and then we'll move around the rear of the Bürstner Elegance. So at the back, as you can see, we've got this huge silver one piece. We've got a really nice light cluster here. We've got the Mercedes badge, the word Bürstner, and the rear view camera. That comes as standard on the Elegance as part of just standard equipment. Now we'll come down the near side. So on the near side, again, we've got a garage door again, entrance from, as we saw on the other side. If I open this up, now this is something I want to just explain to you. So we come to the other side, we've got lights on this side as well, and this is where we're going to find the Thetford Indus system. Some of you may have heard of Indus, some of you won't know what I'm talking about. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description below to a video I've done before about Indus, but basically this is the system from Thetford that is your grey waste and black waste processing, basically. On board you get a macerator toilet, which we'll see. The motorhome itself has a 110 litre grey waste tank and a 50 litre black waste tank, toilet cassette basically. The chemicals that you'll put here, you get 3 chemicals, one's to treat the flush, one's for the grey waste and one's for the black toilet waste. And this system will treat those basically liquids and fluids, and then when you dispose of them all together. And I'll just show you how that works. So I'll close that up and then I'll come to this little box here. So in here, this is where we're going to find the Indus system. If I just open this up, so we saw where those fluids were. Now those fluids, they will last approximately 30 days of touring in this motorhome, and then you'd have to replace them. You do have an app, so it tells you when they're running low, and you replace them, and the total cost for a pack of 3 is about £40. So you do have to bear that in mind, but they treat your grey waste and your toilet waste. This is how you're going to discharge of your grey waste and your toilet waste on site. You pull this out, you put it on the motorhome service point grate, and you basically release it and dump it. It'll empty all that out for you, so you don't have to touch it, and you don't have to go to the Elson point to empty your toilet. As I say, I have done a full vlog on the Indus system, so you can watch that to understand a little bit more about the system. But it is on a lot of these top-end European motorhomes. We'll carry on down. So this is where we're going to fill our fresh water tank. On board, the Bürstner Elegance has got a 140 litre fresh water tank. So that is a huge amount of fresh water you're going to be able to carry on board. And because you've got that massive payload, it's not going to be a problem. So 140 litres of fresh water, 110 grey waste and 50 black waste. Carrying on, we do have the vent for the Alder wet central heating. We've also got an external shower point on the Bürstner Elegance. Now the Alder is going to give you underfloor heating, even in the shower. So you've got Alder underfloor heating, you've got the Alder wet central heating system and the hot water as well. This here, we'll just open this up. This is your gas locker. So the Bürstner Elegance is going to take two 11 kilo gas bottles, and we can see that there. So your two 11 kilo gas bottles will be fitted onto your motorhome there. I'll just close that. And then coming down, we've got our diesel point. It's got a huge 92 litre diesel tank, so that's really good. And it does take AdBlue on this Mercedes 2 litre diesel. It's got a 22 litre diesel tank. And then I'll just see if I can open this. And then we have got a passenger door on this side. So whilst you haven't got your driver's door, you do have your passenger door. So the passenger's going to get in here. We've got electric windows and we have got blinds on these windows, and we can get a little look into the cab there, which we're also going to see when we go inside. Now up on the roof, it's just worth mentioning that the Bürstner Elegance, it doesn't come as standard with solar. If you want a solar panel fitting, that's going to be £500, or you can actually opt for the self-sufficiency pack, which is going to give you a lithium battery, an inverter, and it's going to give you two 100-watt solar panels. So if you're considering being off-grid quite a bit, you might want to opt for that self-sufficiency pack. So that's the exterior, and it is absolutely beautiful. As I say, white or silver, 9 metres long almost, 5.5 tonnes, absolutely stunning. There's nothing more you can say about really the Elegance. What we'll do next is we will dive inside and have a much closer look at all the features in there. So I'll see you inside. So I'm starting in the cab of the Bürstner Elegance, and as we can see, this one has got the automatic gearbox, it's got the leather steering wheel, it's got the Mercedes on here, and you've got a nice display, and then this information system here and the Bürstner name at the front. You can add an upgraded sound system if you want to the Elegance. Now, as you can see, the cab has got this huge front window, and this is the benefit of the A-Class or integrated motorhome. You've got the big windows, the big front window, and it just gives that great sort of panoramic view out. Now, the blind as standard is one that you pull down yourself. You can have an electronic blind fitted, that's about a £900 option. It's probably something that a lot of people may well go for. This model's got the leather. Now the leather is another option at £2,500. The standard fabric is sort of a faux leather with a fabric, but again, I think a lot of people, if you're spending this sort of money, you're going to opt for the proper leather because it is lovely. And there's two different shades, this cream that we can see here, and then more of a darker tan colour. So it depends which you like. Now, when I was outside, I did say that we've got Alder wet central heating, and we do have that, and underfloor heating as well. Now, if you're wanting to go to more extreme climates, you can have the winter pack fitted, and the winter pack is going to give you heated front seats. It's also going to give you underfloor heating as well in the cab area. It's going to give you a hot water heater exchange, and it's also going to give you a diesel heater. Now, the benefit with a diesel heater is if you're away in cold weather and you're not on hookup, you can use the diesel heater to heat the motorhome instead of having to use quite a large quantity of gas, because heating does use a lot of gas. You very quickly use your two 11 kilo bottles. So the winter pack might be something for you to consider. So that's up here in the front. As we can see, this is really nice. Now let's move into the lounge area. So as I come into the lounge area, what I do like is the floor, because it's like a double floor. It's really well insulated. It's all one level, so I'm not having to step down or drop down in this habitation area. So I come into the lounge. Now both of these seats do swivel, so you can turn your captain's chairs around, and then we've got a really nice bench seat here on the near side, and then on the off side we've got a slightly shorter one, but again a really good size, but that's because this motorhome is so long. Now, I did say that this was a 4-berth motorhome, and it is. The first berths are up here. We're getting an electric drop-down bed. So you turn the key, you press a button, and the bed's going to drop down automatically. Now, size-wise, this is a good size bed. It's 194 centimetres by 147 centimetres wide. So it's a big, big double bed, and that's going to drop down. And there is a ladder, so you don't have to worry about how you're going to get up there. Next, we've got this table. This is a fold-out, drop-down table. It moves in several directions, backwards, forwards, and it's fully movable. But again, when you're sat eating, you can see the space around it for those 4 people that may well be on board. I think this is more than likely going to be a couple's motorhome, if I'm honest, but the option's there. You've also got windows above here. You can see the lounge window. There is an option if you want to have a larger window to let more light in, and equally you can also have the skylights, I think it's in the bathroom, with a fan in as well if you wanted an extractor fan. Now, I'll just show you this little feature which is quite interesting. Although there's lots of really nice lights in the Elegance, you've also got these little lamps, and these you can move about. You turn it on, obviously. It's got a USB charging point, but it connects at various points around the motorhome. You've got these little domes, so you can move that about. Storage, now I like how these open, so you just push them, as you can see, that's closed, that's open, and then you can open these lockers. They're all a really nice gloss effect. They've got big, strong hinges on them, so there's locker space here. And then over on the near side, we've got 2 more lockers as well. And the windows, we do have fly screens, and we've got the Remis blinds. I'll just see if I can pull down the fly screen so we can see that. And the blinds, I'll just come in here. The concertina, which again, when I'm paying really about £185,000, I'd like to see the concertina blinds, so that's good. Let's open here and let's have a look. So a little bit more storage in these 2 overhead lockers. Now I'm going to start moving down. I'm going to say you definitely need to polish these quite a lot. You'll see fingerprints, so you'll be cleaning those quite often. I'm going to start moving down the Elegance. So this is the offside of the motorhome. Obviously the cab's ahead now of me. We've got a bracket for a television. It takes a 32-inch television, does this motorhome, and that's pre-installed, ready to go. We've got some USB chargers here, we've got our light switches, and there's also the electric step button there. And then internally we can see obviously this big extra large door. There's grab handles, we've got a bin, and you can also, that little lamp I showed you, you can also put it in there. So there's a little point there if you were sat out on a night with the door open. We have got another locker here as well, and what I do like is we've actually got concealed all our functions. So we've got our Bürstner panel, we've got the operation for various bits and pieces. The electric bed, I'm presuming, may well be here, the Alder panel as well to control that. There is an app as well, the Bürstner app, my app. So you can connect your Bürstner to your app, and it's going to tell you how your water levels are doing, and all the various bits and pieces that are going on in your Bürstner while you're away from it. So that's nice. I'm going to carry on moving back, and what we'll do next is we'll have a look on the near side. So we'll move to the kitchen. Now we've got various little drawers and cupboard space within the kitchen area. I'll open a couple up so we can see these as we go. So storage again is not a problem. If you are small like me, you're probably going to struggle to reach anything up there, to be honest, but these shelves here, not a problem. I like this little spice rack that we've got here. I'll just close these up again. And then over on this far side, we've also just got another fairly shallow little sort of cupboard with some shelving. Again, at least it's there. We do then have, coming round, some more shelving here. Obviously, if you're driving, you wouldn't want to leave anything out there. But then we've got this, I like this where the tap and the hot and cold water tap is. I like this. The sink, it's fairly compact, but what it's giving way to is a little bit more worktop space. And this is a durable mineral surface. It's solid. So we've got that with the drainer. We have got light switches and a plug socket as well, so you can maybe put a coffee machine on here, I'd suggest. There's an extractor fan as well. And then what we're getting is the Thetford appliance. This comes standard on the UK models. The European models, I don't believe it's standard to have an oven. But on the UK models, we've got 3 gas burners, no electric plate, just gas. And then we've got the dual oven and grill, and that is obviously part of the whole appliance. And under there, there's a little bit of storage space in your cutlery drawer. And what you'll notice is there's a lot of space within there for various bits. So, and it is soft close as well if I just push that too. So I do like that, but if you're going down for your knives and forks, you are going to be bending down quite a little bit there. We've got another little pull-out rack again. So they are making use of the space, which again, I like to see. A little bit more worktop space there. And then we've got more storage. Now this is really good. There's a lot of storage under there for obviously pots and pans and bits and pieces. So I think as kitchens go, there's been a good usage of all the space there. I'm going to move over to the off side next. Now this will make some people's eyes light up. So here we've got somewhere for bottles. Whatever bottle you choose is up to you. For me it'd be Pepsi Max, which is like totally boring, I know, but for me it would be my Pepsi Max. But really nice little bottle storage holder there. And then coming round, we've got our Dometic tower fridge and freezer. Now this is 177 litres in total, so this is a really good size. You can see the huge freezer compartment and then a really good size fridge. So if you're away for some time, you're certainly going to be able to fill yourself up at the local supermarket, which is what I would be doing. Above it, we've got a good sized cupboard. This is empty, there's nothing in there, so you can put whatever you want in there. Again, a little bit high for some people, but really good space nonetheless. Close that, and then just down here, we've got another drawer, and again, plenty of room. I do like the fact that there's so much space and places to put things. Now, one thing I've noticed is, yes, this is a huge motorhome, so you would expect it to feel spacious, but there's a really good amount of headroom. There's a lot of floor space. I feel like, you know, you're not on top of each other in here. There's plenty of room to move about, to get changed. If you've got children or you've got pets, there's plenty of room in here, which I do like. Now, I'll start moving back into the next sort of other half of the motorhome. If you're wondering about air conditioning, you can have air conditioning fitted. It's not standard. It's about £2,300 if you want that as an option. And I believe that is positioned somewhere centrally. I don't know whether it is actually here or somewhere centrally, but that's where it is fitted on the Elegance. Now, as I move back into the next part, I think what I'll do is I'll take the near side of the Elegance first of all, and this is absolutely beautiful. If I just lift this up here, this is the shower cubicle. Now, it's quite interesting is this, and I'll show you why in a minute. So it's basically a white shower cubicle with shower. The attachment isn't fitted on this sort of demonstrator model that we're in, but you just have to imagine it was. But you've got this nice black sort of marble effect. You can operate the shower from over there. There's lighting in there, and then there's also a little hecky where you can have an additional extractor. And the reason I say it's interesting is this has got a heated floor as well. Is when you step in, it's quite narrow, although it has a good amount of floor space. I'll just close myself in. You've got the length, but it is a little bit shallow here. However, I think for most people, you're not going to struggle. It's a good size shower. This is clear, so it is see-through, just to bear that in mind. You probably put your shower gels on there. Maybe I would have liked to have seen a sort of a shower gel holder maybe, but other than that, that's a good size shower cubicle. And I think it's one of those, as we say, there's always a compromise, even when you're spending £185,000. And that, to me, I would maybe have just liked a little bit more depth in my shower. Now, I'll just shut this door on you. There's a door here, and this is going to lead into the toilet, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this door, it's going to close there for privacy, and that's going to separate the habitation area from the bathroom area. And what I do like is it's got a full size mirror. Many motorhomes seem to overlook the fact that people do actually want to know what they look like before they go out. So it is nice to see that full size mirror there. Before I show you into the toilet space, I'll just bring you around here. So as you can quite clearly see, there is a wash basin. Now the wash basin isn't in a washroom, it's actually just sort of separate in this space. I like that. And the reason I like it is because there's more room around it to move, because many of you will know that have got a motorhome. When you're in a small washroom and you're trying to wash your face or whatever you're shaving, whatever you're doing, sometimes it can be a little bit confined, but that's not the case. And we've got a good sized sink. There's no cupboard sticking out and intruding into that. So you can use the sink nicely. We've got light switches, swivel tap, good sized mirror, nice lighting. We've got a sunroof again up here, letting lots of light in. And then if we come down, we've got lots of little drawers as well. So we've got drawers for all our toiletries. We've got a plug socket here. So if you are shaving, hair straighteners, whatever you might be doing, brilliant. And if you opt for the self-sufficiency pack, which is going to give you those off-grid features that I mentioned when we were outside, where I said you're going to get an extra lithium battery, an inverter, then off-grid, you're going to be with your inverter, you're going to be able to use your plug sockets as well. So that's something to think about, depending on how important these features are for you. And there's three drawers altogether. I'll just open another one so you can see the size there. So yeah, I quite like how that is. And then I'll just step up 1 second. There is a privacy screen as well here, and that's then going to separate this larger ensuite area from the bedroom. Now what we'll do is we'll manoeuvre around and we'll have a look in here. Now, this is our lovely, this is probably the poshest toilet I've ever seen on a motorhome, if I'm honest. I love this. This is the Thetford macerator toilet. When I'm outside, I spoke about Indus. Again, I'll put a link to my Indus vlog in the description so you can get a better understanding about how Indus works. But basically with the Indus, it's a fixed toilet. It's got a soft close lid. When you've been to the toilet and you use your flush, to save water, you've got a little flush and a big flush, so you don't have to do big flushes, you can do little ones. When you use the toilet, the macerator will macerate, basically chomp up whatever goes down that toilet. It then goes into the black waste tank, the 50-litre black waste tank. The flush water is actually reused from the treated grey waste, but it does add flush as well from those 3 bottles as part of the Indus system. So you're really reusing water. So it's about environmentally friendly approaches to things. So you're going to have reused water and then it'll go into that black 50-litre tank. But because it's macerated, you're not dealing with anything solid. I'll leave it at that. Right, I'll just step in. There is a little step, as you can see there, just into here. We've got a nice little shelving unit here. I don't think, oh, it does do something. There we go. So you could probably put some toilet rolls into there maybe, or little hand towels or something. We've then got this nice feature wall. I like this. We've got a mirror, which is illuminated. We've got, again, the sunroof there, which again, I think you can maybe have that one with the extractor fan as an option. I'm not 100%, but that's there. Then we've got these little hooks, so you can put some towels around here. I like this wood. This wood gives a very expensive feel, and it is an expensive motorhome, you know, realistically £185,000. So, but it feels £185,000, which is good. So that's your toilet. There is just a little bit of wardrobe space here as well, just on this near side. If I just open that there. So in there, you've got a number of shelves, so you can put a lot of clothes in there. Again, good use of the space. I'd maybe use that for towels and bedding perhaps. And what I'll do now is I'm going to venture into this bedroom space. Now this is a beautiful, beautiful bedroom. What I like about the 920 is it's the island bed model. I personally love an island bed layout. I've had island bed, I've had longitudinal beds, and I do love an island bed. Now with this model, what we're getting is a big, big bed. This is 197 centimetres long, so nearly 2 metres long, and 140 wide. So it is a big, big bed. And we've got this lovely memory foam mattress. I'm going to work my way around. This is the ladder, by the way, for the drop-down bed, so that's what that is. Now we've got these wardrobes, so the wardrobes are on both sides, so we can see there, and they are illuminated. That switch isn't on, but they are illuminated as well. I'll just close that. We do have down there USB charging points, and then these vents are for the Alder wet central heating. I'll just move that, I'll just climb up onto the bed. I don't want to be totally unladylike, but I'm going to be. So let me just open a locker though, so we can see in there. So we've got 2 overhead lockers, as we can see, and we've also got this nice lighting. We've got that black sort of headboard along with the leather effect one. And if I'll just come down here, so I'll carry on this side, on the off side, we have here even more storage. Though again, a really good use of space. They haven't just boxed it off. We've got some shelving there. And we also have, I'll just do them this way, storage here under the bed, because there's a lot of space under the bed, as well as we're probably going to find some of our water and waste tanks. We've got our garage under there. So there's plenty of stuff going on back here. So that's that. I'm now going to carry on down the near side of the Elegance. We've got USBs again there. Let's have an open. And again, so this wardrobe's actually got some shelving in it there. So shelving units, and I'll just move around here. Now, we've got, again, the fly screens, we've got the blinds, we've got another bracket for the television here. Got a plug socket, obviously for the television, and then we've got even more storage. I mean, let's have a look here. So this is a little drop down, and this, see, these are these little balls that we saw before where you can put the lamp on. I don't know why you'd be putting a lamp in there, but yeah, I'm sure they must have some other purpose that I'm not aware of. And then we've got more storage, another cupboard. Now, as I said before at the start of the vlog, I did say there's the 920, which is this model, and there's the 910, which is the longitudinal beds. So what I think we should do is, before we go any further, let's dive into a 910 and I'll give you a good look at those longitudinal beds. So let's take a look at the 910 layout. So this is the longitudinal bed. The changes start here first of all, and we find we've got this wardrobe space on the near side of the Bürstner Elegance 910. Now there's absolutely loads of room in here. We've got wardrobe and shelving. I'll just close those up. Over on the off side we can see we've still got the sink, and then we lead into the bedroom space. Now under here we've got further storage under the first bed here. And then we've got our steps in the middle, and then we've got these little drawers as well that pull out, and they're really full depth under the bed, so you've got loads of room there for storage, and there are 2 of those. And then we come to the steps, so I'll just climb up on here. So coming up onto the steps, now what I do like is, first of all, there is plenty of headroom, which you would expect in such a large motorhome. The 2 longitudinal beds are really good size. These are 200 centimetres long and 104 centimetres wide. Obviously they do taper to the bottom, and these are 75 centimetres wide and 81 centimetres wide at the bottom. But these are very good size, generous beds. The bedroom space is partitioned from the habitation area with a privacy screen. I'll make my way around here first of all. So we've got a television bracket here, and there is the aerial and plug sockets over there on that near side. We've then got some nice cupboard space. I'll just open these up. So these lift up, they've got like a nice gloss finish, and we've got a little bit of shelving there, as we can see, in the bedroom. And then I'll come round. Now the blinds are currently closed, but we've got these nice concertina blinds, and we've got some roller blinds as well, so that softens it up nicely. And then as we carry on round, we've got lighting underneath, we've got lighting above, and there's plenty of light switches here as well for when you are in the bed space. We've got little cupboards here. I'll just pull this one up so we can look in the locker. So again, plenty of overhead room. Now what I do always say with the longitudinal models as opposed to the island bed models is, all you have to be mindful of is, when you are in bed, if you have a number of pillows, your head is quite near the locker space, and that's the only thing to consider on this layout over an island bed. Now over on the offside, as you can see, it just continues round. We've got this lovely headboard. Again, it's that same colour scheme that we've seen elsewhere in the Elegance. We move down, we've got another window and more lockers. And above me here, we have got a sunroof as well fitted, so that's letting light in and fresh air and ventilation. So that's the 910 layout bedroom if you were interested in this instead of the 920. So that was the 910, which could be the alternative layout. It's almost identical to this, apart from that little bit of difference just at the end of the bathroom, and then obviously this bedroom layout. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to venture back down through the Bürstner Elegance and make my way back into the cab. So I'll see you back down that end. So there we go, that was a look around the Bürstner Elegance 920. Now I must say, I do like A-class motorhomes, and I certainly like these tag axle motorhomes. This one is probably my favourite, if I'm being completely honest. It probably is my favourite one. And the reason this is probably my favourite one is it's on the Mercedes. It's absolutely stunning on the outside, and it's absolutely stunning on the interior as well. And I do like this layout. This is my favourite layout as well. And everyone likes something different. The only compromise I'd say on this was literally the width of that shower cubicle. The positives are the huge garage, the really nice and practical and usable kitchen area. I love this leather. Yes, it starts at 165,000. I actually went on the configurator, and when I configured it, I was up at £202,000. Personally, I'd have the 170 brake horsepower, I'd have the automatic gearbox, I'd have the air suspension, and yes, I would add the self-sufficiency pack, and I would add the winter pack. I'd also add the air conditioning, other bits and pieces. To be fair, those are probably my main ones, and I would have the silver paint, and I'd definitely have the leather. Whether I'd have the cream leather or whether I'd have the dark tan, it depends how much I feel like cleaning leather, but they're definitely the options that I would choose. I'd say the only compromise with a big motorhome like this is literally the size, but once you're on site, you're on site, so it doesn't really matter in that respect. And then you've got that big garage where you can take your e-bikes or even maybe a scooter or something like that. I've really enjoyed having a look at the Bürstner Elegance. It's not often that I actually get to do a review of a motorhome of this sort of value, and I do appreciate Bürstner UK asking me to come and do a review, and for Camper UK for letting me do that and for allowing us to come to the site so I can film a good review for you and me. In the description below, I will put a link to the Bürstner website so you can configure the motorhome like I did. I'll also put a link to that Indus vlog that I spoke about so you can understand that system, and I'll put a link to the Camper UK website as well, who do obviously sell Bürstners. So there we go, I'll wind it up. It's made me smile as this one. If you are looking for a tag axle A-class, absolutely put this on your list, 100%. 100%. This is a smiler as this one. So there we go. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.